Hello and welcome to Herstmonceux Hedgehogs. Just here in our garden you can see where we've got little hedgehog houses, and I'm laying a garden that's hedgehog friendly. Some shrubs are coming up quicker than others, and we've got 3 houses down here at the moment. I'll just go up and show you those quickly. That's a copy of one of the ones we're going to make in this video. And up here I shall show you our maternity come hibernation quarters, slightly bigger version. This has got an 18 by 18 inch sleeping area, and you can see the food area here all prepped ready to go for tonight for them. And if I just pan round and lift this very carefully, there we go. Show you the inside briefly. That's just ready for our little hedges. If I show you in here, this is our Hedgehog Medical Centre for Herstmonceux. In here I've got everything I need to try and rehabilitate a hedgehog. Yes, I went on the first aid course with Vale Wildlife with a friend. So we've done that. Got microscope for being able to determine what's wrong with some of them. We've got daily patient records, just notes on medication, how to assess the dehydration and the signs with a fluid replacement chart, place where I keep any medication, couple of hamster boxes here and a CCTV monitor there so that in case we need to watch them in the evening. Along with, this is also a feeding area. Doubles up, there's hay down there, and the electrical thing you see is to keep the water warm in the winter. And I think our early arrivals appreciated that this year very much. So there's that. And then if I take you back outside, I'm going to show you the communal area. This is a little area for the hedgehogs that they come up. We've got our first houses in here. You can see the camera on the right there. But I'll just take you up and show you inside. I don't know if we can peep. No, we can't. I'm just going to open this up and show you. Hedgehogs are meant to be loners, but this lot seem to enjoy coming in here for dinner every evening. The stones on the right hand side are in a dish of water. It helps keep them cool in the summer, the water that is. So they seem to appreciate that, or they use it as a foot bath. There's an old toy box at the back there, but because it's undercover in here, that's holding up quite well. Obviously it wouldn't outside for any long length of time, and also one's done with wood that just won't really last that long in all weathers. Little lounge area there which actually they use. So we should go in now, and I'm going to show you what's what in Hedgehog for making a house. Here at Herstmonceux Hedgehogs now we can see Terry sitting in the workshop. Well, not sitting. What are you up to?
I'm just putting together another house for the hedgehogs.
Excellent.
Basically my design for a hibernation house, giving plenty of living space and a food area.
Oh, fantastic. So more of what we've got outside then.
So the same as what we've got outside in the actual garden.
Excellent. We've just had a look at those.
Okay, so basically I start off with the base, and I'm actually using tunnel and groove. That one's not got it on. I've taken the front off of that because it's right on the end.
Right.
But you've got your groove.
Hang on, let's... Oh, yep.
You've got your groove and your tongue.
Brilliant.
Basically I'm using these because it's easier to put together and it will stay together while I'm actually working, and it's no need to actually glue any things together. So with a hammer, soft hammer,
So why don't you just use one piece of wood here?
probably the price of actually getting a piece of wood this size, because you'd need it that far, or 27 inches long.
Right.
By again another almost 27 inches.
Okay. fair enough. Doesn't look very square.
Okay, put this one on.
So that's your base done.
That's the base done.
Right, okay. I can see there's some markings on here. Can you explain this while I have a look?
The markings here is the walls.
Right.
Basically the thickness of the wall.
Uh-huh.
I've drawn the thickness all the way around, apart from the door area.
And how do we get that thickness? Just by laying a plank on it?
I actually do it 20 mil. The
Okay.
actual tunnel and groove that I'm using is 20 mil thick.
So hence it's a 20 mil edge.
So it's a 20 mil edge all the way round.
Excellent.
You've also got its stop here. This area is roughly 6.5 inches wide.
When the walls are up.
When the walls are up. So
Okay. Why do you want it that wide?
For the hedgehog to actually turn the corners.
Right, okay. Some of them can be a bit big,
Some
can't
of them can be big.
As we've seen.
Okay, so what I've done then is I've come in and I've drawn this for the sleeping area here.
Right.
Again, 20 mil thick lines. And you can see these two have got a gap. That's where my doorway will be.
Okie dokie, lovely.
Okay, it can be different. Doesn't have to be
There.
set. I mean, it's not perfectly in the centre.
So we see, but it works out for the tongue and groove.
It works out.
Excellent.
Okay, next step. You see I've got some crosses on here.
Yep, we can see those.
I can actually start building by screwing the sidewalls to the base.
Okay, why are we starting on the inside? Is there a reason for that?
I'm actually going to drill through
Yep.
and then attach the screws from behind.
Okay, but why are you doing the inside of the, if you like, the accommodation area first?
I'm actually going to do this side wall here to start with,
Okay.
and then put the side walls here,
Right.
the first layer.
Right.
The reason I'm doing that and not putting the whole outside on is with my drill, my little impact drill,
Yep.
you can see I haven't got the room to actually screw a screw through here to tie the walls together.
Okay, that looks like a DeWalt Christmas present by the look of things.
Yeah. Again, this side.
I love these gifts that keep on giving.
Again, this side, I haven't got the room.
Right, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Not even somebody with small hands.
No.
Might manage it with a manual screwdriver, but that's
Manual
about it.
stubby screwdriver is the only way you would do it if you put the outside walls on first.
Right, fair enough.
Okay, so we'll drill a few holes and then I will go over to this one here, which I've already started, but it's just a case of a drill hole through there, then you can screw from underneath.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, so just pop little holes in each of there. We don't need to sit and watch you do that. We can let you get on with that.
No.
And then we shall come and look and see your next stage.
We'll leave this as a little bench, so as I've got something to rest on.
Right.
I have already pre-cut all the walls.
Yep. Okay, and we've got the measurements and that, which we're going to give away and feature. I've done a still, so you can take notes of that on and off throughout the video. When we come to a break, I'll pop some of the measurements on. Save you watching it, and nicer to see it on a still image so you can copy it down. Okay, we have loads of pieces of wood coming. I think I'll just go and have a look at those measurements now. And if I just nip over here and hold that there. As I say, I will feature this on and off throughout the video as a still image, but you can see what we're doing. Okay, let's go and have a look at those edges that he's doing. If we swing round here, he's moved on to the other bench. We've got one in already, and two. There's no swearing today, Terry.
It's not going wrong yet.
Okay, you've got little arches here cut out. You've got it on the first piece of wood that you've put on here, and also the main one you're about to do now. And is there an arch on that last piece you've just screwed
There's
in?
an arch that will come up here.
Let's have a look at that. I can't quite see that. Ah, lovely. Okay, yep, can see that arch. And a lovely arch way here. Does it have to be an arch?
It doesn't have to be an arch. You can just cut directly up to this and then go up an inch into the top one and do a square.
Right, okay.
Alternatively, you can just go straight up and then use a jigsaw to cut sort of an arch.
Okay, that's fine.
As long as it goes up an inch to give them 7 inches of height.
Why 7? The recommended is 5.5, isn't it? Or 6?
If they're up on their legs,
Gotcha.
they can actually end up being a little bit taller.
Plus the fact we have some big buggers that come and visit us, don't we?
Yes, we do.
Baloo springs to mind.
So, now I've put one screw in the front of each of those,
Right.
so we can move it slightly,
Ah, okay.
so as we get this in as tight as we can. I'm now going to screw one of these. And this. Okay,
You did miss.
I did miss.
Live on film. And no swearing. I'm impressed.
Oh.
I think we'll come back when you've done this bit.
Now I think the reason that I missed there is some of these planks are slightly warped and this has pushed me slightly further over.
Right.
So I just need to drill another hole
Yep.
and
Realign it.
realign it to go in. Which I'll slide it over a little bit. Take our drill and drill a second hole.
You're going to need to do that with the other one as well, or not?
Possibly not.
Okay. It's good. It's good when things go wrong because it shows us how to put him right.
Right, we'll give that a go. Find the hole. Oh, I've still got a screw there. That's that one, then we can line this one. Have a screw there.
Happen to notice you're using a single thread wood screw,
Yep.
rifled shank. Is there a reason for that?
No, they just cut their own thread through. Makes it easier.
Right.
Okay, as you notice, I've already got one on top.
Yep.
I've done that because I've actually glued these two together to make it easier for installing.
Okay.
Okay, so now we've done that.
And do you use a particular wood glue for that?
No, I just use Gorilla wood glue.
Gorilla wood glue,
Gorilla
okay.
wood glue. It's not coming apart. Okay, now we can tie in the end. This is why we didn't put the outside in. One screw is all we need. Just to tie the two together.
So now that's in place, I take it you can put the second screw in underneath.
I can, yes. I will just put one screw in this side. Do the other screw up. And there's one more.
And now we can actually see the bed area coming together, can't we?
You can, yes.
Excellent. There's quite a bit of space in there.
There's 12 inches squared. So it's like a 12-inch cube.
Right.
So now it'd be them to pack in as much foliage,
Hay, etc.
grass, whatever, to create their little nest in there.
Right. When we first started making houses, we actually put an insulation in the bedding area, didn't we?
I was using small, thin bits of wood from an old wardrobe, and basically to give them some warmth, I would put a couple of foam layers on each wall.
Yeah.
And then secure it with a little piece of plywood, thin plywood.
Right, which you still can do if you've bought a shop one and you think it's a little bit too thin.
Yes.
You can easily just line it yourselves.
Yes.
So that's always easy to do. Now with the thicker wood, I take it we don't need to do that anymore, do we?
We don't need to. It's quite thick and it's not going to be penetrated too badly by the frost.
Right. We also, bear in mind, use concrete paving slabs.
Yes.
Underneath the houses. These I manage to usually accumulate off of Facebook Marketplace. Or it's a great place, which is also where we got the medical centre sort of from, the kitchen and everything,
Yes.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
A kind local lady near Herstmonceux.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Right.
looking good. So we're putting the top bits in next, are we?
The next job we can actually put in a complete side.
Right, okay, and you are literally just going to be screwing those, what, 3 sides? 1, 2, 3, 4 sides?
4 sides.
Right.
And then I will be going on to, again, the bedding area.
Right.
I will put one of the tops on level 2.
Yep.
And then
Level 2 of the
level
sides.
2 of the bed.
Okay, okay.
That way I can still get to these 2 screws to tie it together.
Okay, and how do they stay in? Are they just held on by the tongue and groove, or?
They are literally the reason, as I say, the reason that I use tunnel and groove is you don't need to glue it, and with that I just need to tap them on, and that will stay in place while I actually screw.
Okay, excellent. We shall come back in a little while then. We're off for a coffee break. See you soon.
Putting 2 in the outside to actually secure this wall to the bedding area. Now that is absolutely solid.
Excellent.
So when we put the next level on, we'll tie that in again, and it will keep
Exactly
that
the same way
yes.
with screws on the ends.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I will put the outer wall in of the first layer,
Yep.
and then we'll come back to putting this one in, and then carrying on with the bedding area.
Excellent. I'm going for that coffee now.
Okay.
Let's see what we've been up to.
Okay, I've been up to sorting the rest of the house out while you've been having a coffee. What I'm going to do now is this front wall, so as I can tie the next level of the bedding area in. I've already got this one because I glued it.
Yep.
So I'll come around this side. This is the wall, and as you can see, I've already cut the opening. Okay, so position that. A little teasing with the hammer. Now that's ready to line up with the houses, the bedding area,
Right.
of which I've got two pieces to go on. One this side, again tease with the hammer. Okay, that's tied that side. And we should be ready for some screws with that in a minute. And this one, again, has got the area to come through to the feeding area. Again, we'll tap this one in. And back. Okay.
And the reason we have a separate feeding area for the hedgehog is so that once they're in there and living there, you obviously don't want to disturb the sleeping area. So having a separate roof for the feeding area makes life a lot easier, so you don't disturb them.
Okay. I'll go around this side and put two screws in here. Then we can tie this together before we get ready to put the back on.
So one screw at each end of the wall is enough to tie it.
Yeah, one screw, because you've got the tongue and groove, that is stuck there. One screw at the end, just to hold it to the wall,
Is enough.
is enough.
That saves a lot of work with battening and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, by using tongue and groove, you don't need to put battening up in order to screw things together.
Yeah, because otherwise you're making it as a frame.
Which is also limiting the space inside. By doing it this way, we're maximising the room that they've got. One to tie this end of the bedroom area. Way. This last screw.
Really starting to take shape now.
Okay. So now you're seeing the route they take.
Yes, definitely. You move your hammer out of the way so we can have a decent look. I'm just going to try and scoot this round so that we can see which way. So they'll be going in here, which will have a flat roof on it.
Yes.
As such, just out of wood. And then they were travelling under the first arch, down the corridor, another left turn, and then straight on for either the feeding area or the bedroom to the left. And the reason these two angles or three angles actually work so well is actually because it stops the rats and stuff like that wanting to get down, doesn't it, more than anything else?
Cats, foxes can't get through the tunnel work.
Yeah. And hedgehogs are not daft. Well, they can be, but they work by sense of smell, so they can always find their way around despite having such poor eyesight. Okay, what are we on now?
We're on this back side now. Again, a bit of teasing to get it into place. Oops.
Here's what not to do.
Oh, come on.
I think I'll wait for you to get these sides on and then we'll come back when you're ready to do the next layer, yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so now we can see that the sides are all done and on. So we suddenly have a second layer here to the house. And you've got an odd shaped one here. Why is that so weird?
This one, which is the full width of the house.
Right.
Plus the width of the doorway.
Yep. But why the cut?
Basically, the doorway only needs to be 7 inches high.
Right.
So I've cut this, so when that is on and the roof is on, there is only 17 inches of clearance.
Ah, that stops our cats getting in and everything.
Yes. So we just put that one on and tap it. And I find out where I left my hammer. There we go. And there's that. So that is the last one of your second layer.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll put a couple of screws in here to tie it.
Yep.
And then we'll talk about the top layer.
Are we going up again?
We're going up one more layer.
Oh wow, sounds really deep.
It'll come up 12 inches
Right.
or a little bit higher. At the moment it's only 10.
Okay, fair enough. And the 12 inches is better for hibernation, isn't it?
Yes.
They tend to like a bit of height. I know some will hibernate in a small area, but it works for ours.
Ours are just spoiled.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, you do.
I think we had close to 20 through the garden last summer, so they obviously like it here. Only thing is, right now out in the garden, we don't have many tall shrubs or anything. So at the moment, I'm still gathering autumn leaves for them so that they've got something to nest in. Okay, you ready for the next part?
Okay, the next part would be to put the top on.
Right.
Now the top has been cut. I'll show you by the back end. You can see that this is cut with a diagonal slope.
Okay. How do we work out what that slope is?
I've actually gone 1 inch down
Right.
and then cut.
Okay.
It's all down to preference really.
On how
How
steep
much
you
of
want
a
your roof?
slope you want on the roof.
Yep.
If you didn't want or didn't need a slope, then you just cut it dead straight.
Okay.
Okay, and the reason I've done it like that is this is my sloped roof.
Okay, we've got a straight piece in here. You've got a angle cut there and a square.
Yeah.
The viewer won't know exactly what that is.
Yeah, let me try that this side. It doesn't want to go on that side, it must be this one.
Okay.
What we have now is this will hold the main roof of the sleeping area.
Right.
A 2-inch batten will go across there,
Okay.
and then the roof for the feeding area will come down this slope.
Okay, and later we cut a window in, don't you, for the alfresco
yes.
feeding area. It's actually really so our cameras can see inside because we think they're cute
monitor
and we
them,
like to
yes.
watch them.
The 2-inch batten is basically to keep the front roof far enough away that when you lift it,
Yep.
it's not catching on the main roof.
Mhm.
Okay. So, what I will do is tap this side down as it's in position.
If you haven't got a rubber hammer, is there anything else you could use without damaging the wood?
You could use a hammer, a normal club hammer or normal claw hammer. Just put some wood on the top and use it like that.
Okay, thank you.
Just so you're not going to damage and put dents in there.
Right you are.
Okay, as you notice, like this has gone all the way down. I've actually cut the corners off to allow this to come all the way to the end.
Right.
Okay.
So you're just putting the sides on now right the way round before tying them together?
The sides will go on. This one goes on. And you can see I'm just underneath
Yep.
the actual roof line.
Mhm.
So therefore that's going to keep the hedgehog windproofed, if you like.
Yep.
So
And I
that
believe-
one would go on.
Yeah, and you put some air holes usually at the back here, don't you, in the sleeping area?
I do put air holes in the sleeping area. I would put, say, 3 air holes along here to
Yeah.
allow condensation and air to get through.
It does stop the hay getting mouldy as well.
That one would then go on there.
No hammer needed.
No, not with some of them. Okay, again, I'm just underneath. So now I can actually tie these bedding area together.
Right, lovely. I'm just going to come round. Oh, there's something in there. Oh, looks like you've got a family moved in already. Is that courtesy of the Spontex sponges by chance?
That is courteous of Spontex.
So if you do your washing up, you can get these cute little hedgehog babies, which I'm just nuts and collect these things. Okay, I'll let you put that together and we shall come back and see the next part.
Stage. Okay, so there we have the last layer on, and now it is onto the roofs. Basically,
Got 3 of those, haven't we?
we've got 3 roofs. I'm going to start with this small one, get this one out of the way. This is the entrance roof. What I've actually done is the same height as this one. I've put another piece of wood on the top, tied that in. So the actual gateway or entranceway is only 7 inches high.
Gotcha. Yep.
Okay, I have 3 pieces of wood, all the same. which I will
That's
tack on.
3 lengths at what, 7 1/4 inches, would it not?
About 7 1/4 inches.
Or 189 mil, if you're that way inclined.
Doesn't matter if you get them a little bit longer and you can have an overlap. It's not a problem. What I will do is grab 3 screws.
That's really twisted up at the end on that one.
6 screws. Okay, we've got 6 screws. Basically, when I screw this down, what I've actually done is mark the top.
Right, I come now. Yep, the camera's just about picking it up.
Okay, and I've got 3 holes that I've drilled through, which I'm actually going to attach the screws from the other side into this.
Okay.
Okay, so first things first, this one will attach to this one. That one, the next one, and lastly this one. Okay, so now I can come to my marked holes at the back, put the 3 screws in and then tighten them up.
Right, hang on. Yep, got that.
Okay, so one in there. This is where I need a shorter bench.
Are you on tippy toes?
Yep.
We
One
could have
in
moved
there.
it.
Yeah, I would normally move it from these stands onto
Lower
a
stand.
lower stand, which I think I said I was going to leave as a bench with that other one on.
You did.
Okay, so we come in here and screw these up. Tiptoes.
Brilliant.
Roof done on there.
Excellent. So are we ready for the next roof now? Or have we got something else to go?
No, we are ready for the next roof, which is the main roof, which I've cut at 26 1/4, I think. I may have gone a little bit over.
Oh, here's one he made earlier.
5 pieces.
Okay. Again, the tongue and groove just holding all together without being glued.
Yes.
Excellent. Looking good.
And we need to make sure that the front is at the front of where the 2B1 will go.
Do we need to put the 2B1 in first so that we can see that or not?
I can do.
Got it handy?
Handy-ish.
So this is just the length of 2B1. Do you use this for the feet as well, don't you?
Yes,
Or not?
I do.
Okay.
Yes, we put feet on it to raise it above the ground,
Yep.
so any moisture that's in the ground doesn't come up directly into the base. And all we need to do is roughly measure so as it's... So I go by 2.5 inches and see what we've got at the other end. Oh, we've got 3. So we'll change it round to that. And we'll go 70
mil.
70 mil, and that means we've got this end 76, so we come back 3 mil.
Make that 73 each end. Got it.
73.
And is this getting screwed down onto the house?
This will be screwed down to the house.
Right, are we doing that now?
Which I will do now. Okay, so now we've got the 3 holes drilled. That's virtually the outside build complete. And now I need to position the roof, measure it, make sure it's even, and basically put some hinges to it so as I can mark out where the actual beams that come to the edge, where they need to be.
Okay, can you show us that one?
So I can show it on this one, which is what we've done before.
Okay.
Okay, so the hinges have been put on, and then we're looking at these edges, which positions the roof quite nicely. Once they come down, it stops any excess wind and rain from coming up underneath the roof.
Okay, so if you put that down, we can have a closer look underneath. That's lovely, thank you.
Okay.
I can't see the gap there. There is a gap though. There we go. Got it at the front. Lovely. So it's really close.
Yeah. It is quite close. You do need a little gap because I've put one of these hinges on, which is actually attached to the inside of this one.
Lift it up and show me. Oh, yep.
It's actually attached to inside.
Yep.
So you need a bit of room for that to pass the house.
Okay.
The clip's on there.
Hasp clips, are they
It's
not?
a hasp clip. And I've bent a nail
Okay.
on a piece of
Fishing line?
fishing line so we don't lose it, which you can put through there. So nobody
It's going to lift that
is
up.
going to lift that up. No fox or the wind.
Or even ourselves, because we
Yes.
shouldn't be tempted to
Yeah.
look in there, should we?
No.
Okay, and we've got the feeding area here finished as well.
On this one we've got the feeding area finished. I have got the hinges on. I've also got what you can see is this blue strip. It's for weatherproofing.
What is that, like pond liner?
It's like a pond liner or old
Tarpaulin?
plastic tarpaulin, and it's to stop any of the rain from getting in between the hinge and the back.
Right.
So if I lift this, you can see I've also put a stay in
Oh, yep.
that you can actually gain access to.
Okay, lovely. And you've actually got a window you've cut in on this one.
I've cut the window in on this one.
Yep. And on this one, you've just got the wire in, sort of set in.
Yes.
Why
The
is it
wire
set
is
in?
actually set in so there's no sharp edges.
Right.
Um,
You're going to have to take the edge of that screw off then.
I didn't realise that would come through.
Yeah. Better change that for a smaller screw.
Yes, we'll do that for a smaller screw.
Okie dokie. And what have you stained this one in?
A sort of like cuprinol fence paint.
Right. Okay. And how long will it be till this one was outside after you've painted it?
After it's been painted, it will take a couple of weeks for the actual stain and the smell of the stain not to be able to be detected by the hedgehogs.
Right, they don't like it.
They don't like it at all.
No, it's changes, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So leave it 2 weeks before you put it out if you've had to treat your hedgehog home. So try and do them in the winter if you can. Yeah. Unless you've just got so many coming in that you've suddenly got to build more houses.
Yes. Okay, so now I've got the roof on. We need to mark the hinges so as we can draw a line underneath to work out where our braces actually go. So basically,
what sort of hinge have you got there?
I've got a T-hinge.
Yep.
5 inch.
Mm-hmm.
I'll place that up underneath, roughly equal each side. Measurement doesn't matter so long as you've got them reasonably spaced. Draw around that.
Mm-hmm.
And the same this end.
Okay, yep.
Okay. Then I would flip the roof over.
Mm-hmm.
Drill these in. Actually attach the hinges.
Right.
So as I can get the straight line without moving the roof.
Yep.
Then take the hinges off and work out the length that I need as the batten.
Mm-hmm.
And then take it all off. Attach the lengths of batten to the thing by drilling some holes through.
Yep.
And attaching it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a case of painting it in fence paste. Oh, stuck for words.
Yep.
Fence paint. Leave it to dry before we put the felt on.
Okay.
And that we'll have to do later.
Okay, briefly, just for the point of the video,
yeah.
How much felt would you use on each roof?
On each roof, let me see, we've got here 600 metres, 600, roughly a metre square. Roughly.
Right, okay, so you're going over the...
So we go over the whole lot by about 2 inches.
So if I put a piece of felt down onto a table and then put my roof on top of it, I could actually cut round a 2-inch square excess over the top of my roof.
You could, yes.
Excellent. Okay, thank you.
Okay, I wouldn't put it on a table though because this would scratch the table.
Okay, fair enough. Your tables are all right here.
Okay.
Okay, in which case we shall see you in a bit when we come to doing the window, yeah?
Yeah.
Or are you going to show us the stays first?
I will show you the felting and attaching the roof with its stays on.
Okay, lovely. We'll come back to you shortly then.
Yep. Okay, so I've actually attached the hinges just so as I can mark out where I need to put these as a draft excluder. Okay.
Right, you don't want them butted up against it.
No, I don't want them butted up against it. So what I've done...
I'm coming round.
It will strengthen the roof.
Okay.
I have drawn a line.
Yeah, we can see that.
Come away from the line.
Okay, yep, with a little gap.
Gap.
Yep, just enough to get small fingers in between. Yeah. Lovely. Yep. And that'll go up the side there.
That will go all the way up to the top.
Yep.
And strengthen the roof.
Keeps it all together.
Yep.
And you do the front and the other side as well at the same time?
Yes.
As we saw on the house just now?
On the house that we've painted, yes.
Yeah. Okay, lovely.
Okay.
We should come back to you for the alfresco roof in a little while then, yeah?
Okay. Okay. So we've now put the beams up for weatherproofing. I've attached it for now. I will remove the hinges so as I can stain and do the felt. I've also put the 2 boards on the side for weatherproofing.
Yep, and this is over the feeding area.
This is over the feeding area. And I've also attached.
I've got the hinges ready to go.
Ready to go onto the actual cross member piece. And then all we need to do is attach some screws.
And that's just to check that everything fits where it should.
Exactly, just to make sure that we've got everything in the right place.
Okay, so there's just the 2 panels on this one.
Just the 2 panels.
On the sides, whereas you've got the 3 on the big one.
Yes, you don't need it on this one.
Right at the front. Okay.
Okay.
Lovely. Okay, so what do we have next to do?
There. That won't open with the lid. The other house down, or other roof. The other roof will come down, and this will lift just enough for you to insert food, clean out whatever necessary.
Perfect. Excellent. So we come back later and we do the window.
Yes, I will be removing the 2 roofs.
Yep.
Giving them a stain so as they're ready for the felt.
Right.
And then I'll show you how I put a window in.
Yep.
And the mesh that goes over it. Should you actually
want a viewing area,
have an area that you can see them in eating.
Although saying that, we've just had 2 in the lodge around the side, haven't we? One kicking somebody out.
Yes. The little one said roll over, so he got rolled over.
If I can find that clip for you later, I might show it to you on the end of the video.
Okay.
Okay, catch you later.
Okay. Okay, welcome back. As you see, I have stained the house, and this is what you would get if you didn't want a inspection window.
Yep.
But as we monitor the hedgehogs, I'll show you how I put the window in using this twister saw. It's basically like a router, so I can then buzz round the outside,
creating the hole,
and create the hole. It does take time because you have to slowly increase the depth. But here we go.
Get in and try and have a closer look. Right.
Rather than going all the way, I'll stop there, line up the tool, and then plunge from here.
Oh, is that what this is for? This is lining up here, is it?
It's your guide, yes.
Yep. Keep you straight. Okay, I don't think we need to do much more. We can see what he's doing, so we'll come back in a little while.
Okay, so you can notice that I have stopped short, basically, so I'm not going too far and end up cutting over where I want to be. So I'll just finish that two off, Just brush that away.
Could you do this with a jigsaw or a router?
Well, yeah, that's basically the same as a router, except it's easier to handle.
Right.
You can use a jigsaw. I sometimes will put my circular saw like this.
Yep.
I'll sometimes put that on and then just plunge it through so as I cut straight through.
Right, okay. We have options there, then you haven't got to
that
have a
you can only do
twister.
With the long.
Right.
You can use that, and then sometimes I've used a handsaw to finish off edges.
Yep. So what's the next stage? Because you haven't
The
cut
next
through yet.
stage is to cut right the way through.
Yep.
Once I've cut right the way through, is take the saw again and create a recess on the edge for the mesh to actually be stuck to.
Right, okay. So we should come back when
I'm ready to put the
recess on,
recess, if you like, or when we actually put the mesh on.
Okay, I'll just show I'll take a couple of photographs if you like,
Yep.
of you doing the other bit, and we can insert them in. Right at the end of this video, we will be putting the plans up to scale, so if you want to fast forward to the plans at any stage, you can at least find them straight away at the very end of the video. The list is at the beginning. Okay?
Okay, so now we've cut the hole and we've got our recess around, which is for attaching the wire. What we're going to use is this wire mesh, galvanised 10mm holes.
Galvanised so it doesn't rust.
Yep. Can get it in B&Q.
Okay.
Or Wicks or any garden centre. And you just cut it to the size and put it in. Now I actually use a staple gun, electric.
Right.
But you can use a handheld.
I'm just going to show this one here.
Yeah.
Just so that we can see how it's stapled on. It's not actually every hole or anything silly, is it?
No, it's just random holes just to hold it steady.
Right, okay, that's lovely.
You can use one of these.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
And it's just a case of getting that in and putting one either side of the wire. And then punching it home.
Okay.
Okay, if you use one of these, you may need a small hammer just to tap them completely home. Okay, so what I'm going to do is
You're going to stain that one.
I will stain this before I actually attach this. So we'll stain that, and then I'll look at putting some felt on the roof with you.
Perfect.
Okay.
See you in a minute.
Okay, while our stain is drying and we're going to then fix the mesh in, we'll come over and we'll actually felt the main roof. Basically you need a piece of felt that's roughly 2 inches all the way round, larger than your roof, so as you get the wrap round. And we'll start by picking up that, folding over one side near the middle and putting a staple in there. Okay, that will hold that for there. Come slightly up but nowhere near the corner, and we'll put another one in there. Okay, same this end, Again, not near the corner. Now we can go to the other side to pull it taut so that it's nice and tight on there. Again, one in the middle. And one at each end. Again, a fair distance from the actual corner.
Do you use anything else apart from staples?
You can use clout nails. I find it a little bit more difficult that way. Okay, so I'm going to put one this side. Again, one a little bit further up.
So we're not doing hospital corners, are we here?
It's,
More like wrapping a present.
it is more like wrapping a present. And we'll then come to this end. The same again. Nice and tight. Pull to the middle. One there. One there.
I suppose the advantage of a staple is at least you can pull them out if you've done it wrong.
And yeah, it's a lot quicker and easier to get the thing into the
Position.
wood. Okay, so what I next do is I will cut a corner so as we've not got so much felt to try and fold on itself. Okay, we need a little bit more.
Bet you'd swear if you cut too much off.
Yeah, I probably would. Oh. There we go. So then I'll fold that over. One staple in there, just to hold that for me. One over there. Okay, then I'll pull that back, fold that in as much as I can get it, and then bring that up over
Very neat.
to there.
How come you don't wrap our Christmas presents every year?
I'd probably unwrap them more than wrap them. And there we are. One
Excellent.
nice corner.
Beautiful.
Okay.
And then just do the other three corners
Do
the
the
same.
other three corners the same, and then put a few more in.
Just
so
hold
as
it down.
Holds it tight.
Lovely. Thank you.
Okay. Right. So now I've got that corner in, the last corner. Just need to go round, making sure we got plenty of staples so the rest of it doesn't tear up.
You're using quite thick felt. Some of that shed stuff you can buy is really cheap and thin.
Yeah.
Would you double felt it then, or?
I'm using felt that is guaranteed for 10 years.
Okay.
You can get the 3 or 5 year. Would be alright with one, but if it starts to tear or starts to wear, you would need to refelt it. Okay, so all the way around completely.
Yep.
Okay, so you get the idea there.
Yep.
When you're doing a smaller roof,
Yep.
again, it's about 2 inches extra for the fold over.
All the way
And
round.
you do it exactly the same as this one.
Okay. Lovely.
Okay,
So when you've done both of them,
when we've done both of them, I would put the hinges on.
okay, we know how to fix the window in.
Okay.
So we're all right with that part. We've seen the before and after. So you've got the 2 roofs to do, and just put the hinges on, and then we're done.
Yeah, and I've got a couple of little feet to put on.
Right, okay.
With this one that I've got here,
Yep.
I've put a little bit of the weatherproofing, the tarp,
Yep.
and screwed the foot through it.
Right.
I've put that there so if this actually gets soaking wet, it's not going to travel up into the rest of the wood.
Okay, and of course we put ours on paving.
And we put them
Concrete
on paving
pavers,
slabs
don't we?
Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, lovely. Thank you very much. Excellent. We shall see you for the end part when we put the latches and hooks on.
We'll put the latches on once we've actually got the roofs on.
Okay. See you.
Okay, so I'll be putting the roofs on and doing the latches at the same time.
Right, okay.
Okay.
Catch you in a little while.
All right. Okay, now we've felted both of the roofs, it's time to put the hinges back on. If you remember, I installed them before in order to set where the roof was supposed to go. So we'll just put the hinges back on. Then we can slip it over, turn it over. Bring the hinges out of the way. And I've got the holes at the back as well. There they are.
Should just line up.
Should line up. There we go.
Perfect. And just screw them into place.
And that's the roof installed. So we can open it up.
Fabulous.
And there we have it.
And look, you've even got a sleeping hedgehog with loads of room in there in its sleeping quarters.
Okay, our next job for this roof will be these hasps. Basically a little padlock hasp.
Got them on Amazon, didn't we?
Yes, Amazon do a lot of things for us. Okay.
Yeah, including something I just purchased tonight.
Oh no.
Swimming pool for the hedgehogs.
Okay, that's roughly where we want it. So
Okay.
as it comes about here.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll just grab some screws. Come around this side so as we can see. Excuse me.
See, I couldn't even reach.
I don't know whether I can yet. There you go. Oh, come on.
You're putting this on the inside of the bar that you installed.
I'm putting this on the inside of the bar. And I need 6 pairs of hands. Okay, we've now got this hasp part on, which comes down. And what we need to do is lift the hasp and sit that there. Put the screw in the bottom first.
Why the bottom?
Because you can't get the top, because the hasp is in the way.
On the way, sorry. That was a bit obvious.
Okay, do that so it's nearly tight, straighten it, and then you can bring that out the way. Oh. It's a bit dark with the roof shut. Let's open the roof.
Hey, more light, that's better.
Oh,
So you've only given this one coat of paint at the moment, haven't you?
I have. I normally give it 2.
Right. So it looks
Once
a
it's
little
all
paler.
together,
Yep.
I will probably give it a second, and then you
Before
can
she
put
goes
that
out.
Herstmonceux there.
Perfect.
And you can also use something like a nail, bent nail,
Oh, we've got one over here. I do believe on...
and the other one we have.
Yep, if I come down here, sideways for the camera, so sorry everybody.
Okay,
There we go.
one bent nail. I've tied some fishing line to it and screwed it to the thing,
Yep.
so you can actually slip that through. And
Perfect.
stop the thing from being opened. Also, with the fishing line, you're not going to lose it. Okay, so there is our house. Basically, for an optional extra, so as my wife can clean easily, I've put a little stay that you can put up to gain access. If you also look inside,
If there's enough
it's a
light.
little dark.
Too dark, I think. Oh yes, now I can see.
You can see that we put linoing the bottom, which makes it easier to clean. Okay.
Yep. Easily got from most carpet shops. They often have remnants and offcuts, which tends to be very cheap. Or you've got friends that give you some, which is lovely when they've had their kitchen done.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you on now?
Okay, now what I'm going to do is put this last piece on.
Oh, you put both the latches on, didn't you? Finish
Both
those.
latches on, all the hinges are on, the roofs are on.
Yep, so you've got one here at the front.
Yes.
Yep,
Another little latch here at the front, so you can...
just to get in. Right, lovely.
Okay.
Okay, so this part here, again, the staple gun.
Staple gun comes out again. And all I'm going to do is come right to the back, turn it on, and a staple. What this is going to do is protect this part from getting any water.
Yep, because otherwise it drips down.
The rain comes down and it's going to soak the bottom, whether you've got lino on or not. Okay. Now we only actually staple. That's because of the hinge. Unfortunately, that's going to be knocked down with a hammer. Another one.
Okay, there's plenty in there.
The reason I'm putting plenty is we don't put any down the sides.
Right.
And the reason being, this needs to lift up. And if it's down the sides, it's going to crack it and tear it. So we do that. One around the bottom of the hinge. Either side. Same down here. And then just a few more towards the end.
Okay, done enough yet? Stapling for
There you
England.
go. Don't want it to come off. So as I lift this, you'll see it actually opens and this part is free.
So the water drips down the back and away. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
And that's basically my design for a hibernation hedgehog house.
Fantastic.
As I say, I mean, they're using them all year round. I think we've got 3 and 4 in the garden, being visited every night.
And slept in most nights as well.
Yes, slept in as well. So, there it is. Thanks for watching this video. You can actually find us on Twitter and Facebook at Herstmonceux Hedgehogs.
Lovely. And
Any questions, just let us know.
there's the spelling of you for Herstmonceux. And I will finish with the overall shot of the plans at the end. Thank you very much for joining us.